Welcome to Audio Nook. Today on Audio Nook, you are listening to Porn Trap by Maltz and Larry Maltz. Niloy is a 26-year-old young man who has been confident in technology since childhood. He was first introduced to pornography through his friends in his teens. He was initially curious, but gradually it became a part of his life. At first he thought it was just entertainment. Then he started watching porn and masturbating constantly. Over time, he realized that it was having a negative impact on his personal and social life. Niloy noticed that he could no longer concentrate on his studies as before. He preferred to be alone instead of spending time with friends. His confidence was gradually decreasing and he was losing interest in reality. His romantic relationships were not lasting because he was more dependent on pornographic fantasies than real connections. One day his girlfriend got annoyed with him and said, "Even when you are with me, you don't pay attention. Something is always going on in your head. Do you really want me?" At that moment, Niloy realized his addiction to pornography. Addiction is not only affecting his mental state, but is also destroying his love life. One day, Niloy came across a book called The Porn Trap. Then he started reading the book. After reading the book, he understood how pornography affects the brain. It changes dopamine levels and creates a kind of artificial excitement. Excessive use of porn damages real-life relationships. Porn is just a kind of fantasy that does not match reality. Niloy decided that he would make a change. He gradually reduced his porn viewing, started digital docs, deleted all pornographic content from his phone, tried to restore his relationship with his girlfriend, started therapy and meditation. Initially, it was very difficult, but with time, he understood himself better. After a few months, Niloy realized that his life had changed a lot. He became more focused on his studies. His relationship with his girlfriend became deeper than before, and most importantly, he felt proud of himself. Pornography addiction develops slowly and has a detrimental effect on relationships and personal life. It is important to admit the problem and decide to change. With the right guidelines and support, it is possible to get rid of the addiction. The book Porn Trap shows many such true stories and many solutions that can bring positive changes in our lives. The main idea is a porn trap. What is it and how does it work? There was a time when sex was a symbol of intimacy. Love is an intimate expression of relationship and trust. But today that sex has become a painful habit for many. Some are losing their control by entering the world of pornography. The definition of love or self-worth. Have you ever felt like that? That what you are doing is against your will? Have you ever wanted to stop, but you couldn't? Porn trap is a terrible mental trap, which on the one hand excites the body, and on the other hand weakens the mind. Let's enter that world. Let's understand what this trap really is. It is not the discovery of pornography. The problem is the way it is used. Sex itself is not a problem. If pornography were used in a limited, healthy, and conscious way, then perhaps there would be no need for such a big discussion. But the problem starts when someone loses control. This chapter has brought up the real experiences of several people. For example, Greg is a married man who loves his wife, but he spends day after day and night after night in front of the computer. One video after another creates a monotonous additional demand in his mind. Even when he hugs his wife, another fantasy pulse is spinning in his mind. Love is lost. Love becomes ineffective. The author says that this trap is of a kind that initially gives pleasure, but in the end it leaves nothing but pain. 4 stages of addiction. Number 1 is attraction or interest. First, you start watching porn out of curiosity. Maybe a friend shows you something or you suddenly see something on the internet. The first feeling is often full of thrill, a new exciting state. The brain is then filled with dopamine. Number 2 is the formation of a habit. The desire to get this feeling of pleasure again increases. Gradually, the time increases. Even if you start watching for 5 minutes a day, it becomes hours after hours. Number 3 is losing control. Now the real trap begins. The more you want to stop, the more an invisible force pulls you. Fatigue, loneliness, or stress. To get rid of these feelings, you choose porn. But peace does not come, only shame, secrecy, and self-deprecation. Number 4 is the most terrible consequence and damage. At this stage, porn is not just entertainment. It becomes an addiction that destroys personal relationships, destroys self-confidence, and sex becomes mechanical. The heartless author says that it gradually swallows a person's sexuality. It is not just a mental matter. It causes biochemical changes. When someone watches porn, the brain's reward circuit is activated. A hormone called dopamine is chemically released, which is responsible for the feeling of pleasure. But frequent and excessive dopamine release reduces the sensitivity of the brain. As a result, People seek out more extreme and violent content to get the same pleasure later. At one point, it even happens that real sex no longer excites. The mind wants impossible images of virtual imagination that do not match real life. This is how it is born. Gradually, desensitization or feeling greed. Addiction to pornography not only hurts the person, it also hurts his loved ones. The author tells the story of a wife whose husband used to secretly write porn. One day, the wife realizes that her love, her body, her needs are no longer important to her husband. The husband only seeks visual sex where he is just a spectator. At one point, the wife says, "Even if I am alive, it is as if I do not exist." People who fall victim to the porn trap usually lose the depth of the relationship. They no longer feel the true feeling of love. Shame, secrecy, and self-blame. The shadow effect of porn. After watching porn, most people feel a kind of shame. On the one hand, they get pleasure. On the other hand, they feel guilty. This conflict is attraction on the one hand and shame on the other. This makes the trap stronger. People keep this habit a secret and cannot share it with anyone. As a result, they become more alone and isolated mentally. The most significant part of this chapter is the porn trap cycle. Number 1 is excitement. No pressure, loneliness, frustration, or excitement comes. Number 2 is use. Watching porn starts. Immediate relief comes. Number 3 is shame. Finally, shame comes. Why did I do it? Number 4 is repeat. Repeat. Again. The pressure comes again and again. The pond continues like this. It is difficult to get out of this cycle, but not impossible, but not the main idea. 2. How porn changes you. Have you ever thought that you are not the same as before, where you used to laugh at the small joys of life? Now that smile is not found. Where love meant the language of the eyes, the touch of the heart. Today, everything seems cold, emotionless, and mechanical. But why is it like this? Who took away that feeling? That sensitivity of yours, porn, is not just a matter of your seeing. It changes you slowly. From the mind to the behavior to the relationship, it changes your whole being. How porn changes a person completely unconsciously. This change starts silently, from a small click. It is such a journey. The beginning is harmless, almost a click of a game, a picture, or some video. Then comes curiosity in the head, excitement in the body, and a strange thrill in the mind. The darker that thrill becomes, the more your real feelings fade. The author says porn slowly turns you into a person who does not recognize himself. Neuroscience is involved. Every time you watch porn, your brain releases a hormone called dopamine. It is the feel-good chemical. It makes us feel happy, just like drugs or nicotine do. But the danger begins when this dopamine is released in too much quantity. Your brain assumes it is the new normal. As a result, you can no longer be satisfied with ordinary pleasure, love, or touch. Your brain does not respond as before to real-life experiences. You have to be aroused through bigger and more exaggerated fantasies. The result: real sex becomes boring. Love becomes less exciting. In this chapter, the author tells several real case studies where people have lost their relationships just because porn has become an alternative to love. Case study: Linda and Matt. Linda says, "At first I didn't understand, and he wouldn't look at me, touch me, talk to me, or talk very little, and would sit in the computer room at night for a long time. One day I saw him remembering a video of a stranger woman as if I was absent from his life." This is the terrible side of the porn trap. It takes over the place of real people with imaginary characters. Even if the body is next to you, the mind is far away. Even if the person you love is next to you, the mind wants the perfect body on the screen. The result is a breakdown of intimacy, emotional isolation, feelings of betrayal, extreme decline in trust. The author says that porn casts a shadow on the screen of the mind in such a way that real life becomes blurred. Porn not only damages relationships, it also destroys a person's self-esteem. In this chapter, the author explains how a person who watches porn for a long time begins to see themselves as just a device for excitement. In the case of female viewers, they become terrified of their own bodies. They think I may not be as sexy as them. They feel sad because they cannot match the scenes created by porn with real-life sex. They suffer from inferiority complex. It is also seen in men that they feel insecure about their performance. They wonder if I am enough, am I my size, and have excessive expectations around sex. In this way, porn distorts the definition of beautiful or normal sex. People start hating themselves. Why am I like this? Why can't I stop? The author writes that this shame and self-deprecation pull people deeper into addiction. The author highlights an extreme truth in this chapter. Porn addiction no longer keeps people as loving partners. It keeps them as visual consumers. People no longer want to look into their partner's eyes and love. Rather, they want the extreme acts that they see in porn. This often leads to pressure to behave in a way that the partner does not agree to. Sex becomes mechanical and destructive. Romantic love loses emotion. Many even say that they are no longer excited even when they are physically with their partner. But when I see them in porn, I wake up again. It's not just a habit, it's a kind of reprogramming. Your brain learns that I need visuals for excitement, not feelings. The author uses a word repeatedly in this chapter: double life. Porn victims of fad often live a life where one part is their husband, lover, wife, parents, and the other part is the secret character, who spends night after night behind the screen, hiding themselves. They lie to their loved ones. No, I was just checking email. They secretly use hidden browsers on their phones or laptops. They feel burned in their hearts, ashamed, but cannot break this cycle. This is how a demonic identity is born. As a result, self-confidence is broken. The foundation of a relationship is the ability to be honest. It is not just addiction, it is self-isolation. The author highlights something in this chapter that many people unknowingly accept. Most porn videos contain women's self-esteem, forced scenes, racist age-based distortions, one-sided consumerism. Seeing these, people unknowingly start thinking of these as normal and exciting. As a result, they expect such behavior in real life too. Consent, emotion, sensitivity are lost. They consider the idea of power over a partner as part of sex. This is according to the author. Psychosexual reprogramming, where a person no longer wants love but dominance, performance, and sex just for their own comfort. The main ideas 3. How does porn affect your relationship? The author and therapist of this chapter, Wendy, explains very sensitively how porn slowly and silently shakes the foundation of a relationship. Now, if you think, I watch porn alone, it doesn't hurt anyone, then this chapter is like an eye-opener for you, because pornography, just as it personally erodes a person from the inside, it also creates distrust, distance, and emotional isolation in a relationship. Let's know like a story. Porn versus real relationship, a subtle battle. Suppose a couple, Daniel and Luna, had a very warm and sincere love in the beginning. They looked at each other with fascination. But slowly, Daniel's nightly wakefulness and lack of interest in sexual intimacy raised questions in Luna's mind. Is everything okay? Daniel keeps something secret on his mobile or laptop. Sometimes he closes the door for a long time. Luna realizes that there is something secret. One day, she discovers that Daniel is addicted to porn. Such incidents are not only Daniel or Luna's, but thousands of relationship stories today. In this chapter, the author shows how the use of pornography can affect a couple, or poisons the love relationship, and gradually, the place of love is taken over by the unreality of sexual fantasy, the subtle process of breaking trust. Many do not consider porn use as cheating, because physically no one is having a relationship with anyone else, right? But the author says that it is a kind of secret sexual life, where one is entering another world without the knowledge of one's partner. This is secrecy, it is a lie, and it is a kind of breach of trust. When the partner does not know that you are watching porn regularly, then you are losing honesty towards him. Gradually, this secrecy starts growing. An invisible wall comes in the relationship, and it often reaches a level where the bridge of communication breaks down. The author explains the distance in the mental connection. Porn use makes one unable to understand the emotions of the other, because here sex is artificial and one-sided and emotionless. As a result, the real union of real life, where understanding, emotional consent of the two is needed, that thing becomes unbearable. In the world of porn fantasy, a man or woman gets unilateral control, where the partner's feelings are not important. But in real life, that does not work. As a result, the porn user gradually loses interest in the partner, because the real partner does not match his fantasy. This disconnect takes him to a place where love and affection are reduced to mere coexistence. Problems in sexual life. This chapter discusses in detail how porn distorts a person's sexual expectations. When a person regularly watches porn, the level of excitement in his brain increases. This excitement seems absent in real sex life. As a result, he may lose interest in having sex with his partner, or he demands something unusual, which is uncomfortable for the partner. Many people suffer from porn-induced erectile dysfunction. That means they cannot respond during real sexual excitement, because the brain only responds to the image on the screen. There are also problems with orgasm due to excessive porn use, lack of interest, loss of attention during sex, which creates deep disappointment in married life. loss of self-esteem and confidence. When a partner is addicted to porn, a question arises in the mind of the other. Am I not enough for him? This chapter highlights the experiences of many women, those who have felt that they are becoming a real woman and are submissive to the artificial woman on the screen. Many say that he watches porn. Even when I am lying next to him, he does not look at me. These words express the deepest pain in a relationship. Loss of attention from the partner, lack of desire, and lack of sexual excitement all combine to bring one's self-esteem to the bottom. The ultimate impact on the relationship. If the use of porn is uncontrolled, it eventually becomes a reason for breaking up the entire relationship. In some couples, there is a constant fight over the issue of watching porn. Some enter the world of porn and live in a lonely room from which they cannot leave. And there are also those who, inspired by porn, take steps towards extramarital affairs in real life. All in all, porn is not just a personal addiction. It has become a deep disease of a relationship. It can happen. If it is not stopped in time, the solution is to restore love. The author did not stop at just the problem. Instead, he gave some great practical advice. An open communication: discuss the issue of porn use openly with your partner. Don't be ashamed to say what you feel and that you want to make changes on your own. Number 2, couples therapy, where a specialist can help you restore your relationship. Therapists know how to rebuild the bridge of trust. Number 3, joint decision-making. Together, you can decide how to rebuild your sex life, how to bring back passion and love. Number 4, practice self-control. Ask yourself what I am really looking for, because many times behind porn is loneliness, depression, or unspoken stress. This chapter opens our eyes to the fact that porn is not just something on a screen. It can crack the mirror of a relationship. If we are not careful, a beautiful relationship is built on trust, openness, and mutual respect. And if you are in a relationship right now where porn is a barrier, know that it can be fixed together consciously. Key idea 4, the decision to quit, owning your own life. There comes a time in life when you look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I still the same person? Have I lost myself? There comes a time when the light in the room dims. It seems like I don't want this darkness anymore. I can't live with this secret pain anymore. Here the author takes us to that important question where a person dares to say, I want to stop. I want to go back to that self. I want to quit. If you are listening to this chapter on audio right now, then it can be assumed that you want to stop at least a little bit. And this is the most important step. Most people struggle for a long time. In secret, they think, I will quit later. Some say, once I watch the last video, and then others say, I am not that addicted. I am in control. Making a decision is not magic. It is a kind of mental preparation. It is a deep self-realization. I don't want to walk this path anymore. This decision can come from 3 places. Number 1, from pain. Relationships are broken. Self-hatred has increased. Number 2, from self-realization. You understand that this habit is bringing you down. Number 3, from love. Love for yourself or someone is forcing you to stop. Gambling addiction means weakness. This is a lie. If I admit it, then I am a failure. This is also a lie. He says, admitting your limitations is real courage. In this chapter, the author shows us with his fingers. How do we be hard on ourselves? We think, are we sinners? Why am I like this? I am trying, but I can't. Am I weak, and fighting against power means standing up for myself? This means being the driver of your life. The author says that when making a decision, a strange tension is created in the mind. On one side is the comfort of old habits, momentary excitement, never seen such a type of desire. On the other side is regret, loss of relationship, fear of losing self-esteem. The author calls this situation the push and pull of addiction. There you are in conflict with yourself. It seems that I want to leave, but another part is holding me back. This feeling is normal. This conflict means you are waking up. Today is the last time everything is closed since yesterday. Nothing much has been done yet. I am not hurting anyone. These words are the disguised voice of power today, which only does one thing, takes you back to that cycle. The author emphasizes that you learn to recognize this voice separately. Do not accept it as truth. This cycle was not built in a day, so it will not break without patience and awareness. Before making a decision, get a notebook. Write it down. What has the dowry given me and what has it taken away? The questions may be, how much time have I spent on this thing? How much relationship have I lost? How much secrecy am I living with? Can I still love myself? This practice opens our eyes where the joy was temporary, but the damage was deep, silent, and lasting. This written truth gives you strength from within. You cannot just say, I am quitting. You have to plan how I will quit. The author gives some guidance. Identify the number one trigger. When do you watch more? When you are alone, stressed, bored, identify this trigger and replace it with something new. Number 2, change your environment. Delete parental controls on your phone, laptop, and laptop. Turn off Wi-Fi at specific times. Number 3, talk to someone, a trusted friend. Join a therapist or support group. Say, I'm fighting, stand by your side. These 3 things will help you take the first step. Draw a picture of the future. What kind of person do you want to be? The author gives a wonderful exercise here. Close your eyes. Imagine you are porn-free. You are laughing with your partner. You are confident, strong. You are not hiding anything. You are enjoying every part of life. This picture of the future will inspire hope and purpose in you. The author says that change is not just about looking back. Looking forward, the old me made mistakes, but the new me has learned. One of the most sensitive parts of this chapter is forgiving yourself. You made mistakes? Yes. You hurt yourself? Yes. But you want to change now. This is the biggest truth. The writer says, don't beat yourself up. Yourself, love who? You are a fighter, a survivalist. This forgiveness, this love, is the main key. This is where rebirth begins. Small steps, big progress. The author does not ask you to make big promises. He says, I will quit porn one day this week. Once I get stressed, I will handle it differently. I will put my phone away before going to bed at night. These small steps will one day build the foundation of a new life. In the last part of this chapter, the author says, if you decide to quit porn, you are not just quitting a habit. You are regaining control over yourself. You are saying, I will no longer live in hiding. I want a real relationship. I want to love myself. This decision means taking your life into your own hands. This book ends with a beautiful saying. The decision to stop does not mean that you have lost. Rather, it proves that you are now ready to win. This was The Porn Trap, some of the deeply courageous and life-changing lessons of the book. Today's discussion has made it clear how silently the color trap steals our confidence, relationships, and peace of mind. But the good news is that it is possible to escape this trap. If we are aware, courageous, and learn to understand our true needs. If this video helps you open your eyes even a little, then like this video. Show your support and share it with everyone. Write in the comments how you would think about this issue. And if you want to get the summary of such a brave, deep, and life-changing book, subscribe to Audiophile immediately. See you in the next video. Until then, take care of yourself and remember that you are in control of your life.